Saluti, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you guys through a little eye examination, so I hope you enjoy. So for the examination today, I'm going to take you through 3 different kinds of tests. The first one is going to be the traditional Snellen test, which is a chart that you should recognize. And then I'll take you through some shape recognition. And then finally, some graphic recognition. So, let's get into the first one here. Okay, I think you should recognize this. We're going to start off at a closer distance, and then I'm going to test you again at a further distance with the lower lines. So go ahead and read the letter that is on line 1. Good. Now line 2. Good. Okay, now line 3. Good. 4. Do you want to give that one more try? Go ahead, number 4. Good, okay. Number 5. Good. Okay. Number 6. Getting a little difficult. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and mark that down here. So, for the Snellen test, you got down to line 6, standing at a moderate distance. Okay. Very good. Okay. So, now we're going to do the same thing again, except I'm going to cover your left eye. Okay. Alright, now same thing. Line number 1. I know it might be hard for your eyes to focus. Line number 1. Good. Focus. Let's actually jump down to line number 4. Good. Line number 6. is a more dominant left eye because your right eye was covered there. Okay. Alright. Now on to the next examination. So in this one here, you can see there is quite a bit of shapes. And we're going to test these in different kinds of lighting. So they might be a little bit more difficult, but yeah, on this one we're just testing for general recognition of shapes. So it's a little bit different than the letters, because with that you have your previous knowledge of letters and stuff. But with this, there's kind of some shapes in there that you probably wouldn't have recognized before, so it should be a little bit harder. And then, this time we're testing in different kinds of lighting to see how your eyes would perform throughout the day, rather than just left versus right. Yeah. Okay, so as you can see here, this is a shape recognition, and what I've gone ahead and done is labeled each of the columns in rows, right? So we have A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, and that is columns A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Yeah, and then the rows here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So, to start off, I'm going to have you identify to me all of the positions that squares are located in, right? Yeah, and you can list either the column or the row first. I think the column first would be better, but good. C1, correct. F1, correct. D2, correct. F2, correct. F5, good. Yeah, things get a little confusing down there. I do believe that is D7. This one right here, yeah. There is a circle within it, but it is still a square. F8. Good, that's this one here. Yeah, you can ignore those for now. They're a bit bizarre. Okay. Good. I'm going to go ahead and write that down. So, we are now on the shape recognition. And for identifying squares, you got, how many was that there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I believe, yeah. 7 out of 7 squares identified. Okay, very good. And now, could you identify for me the different types of circles there are and the way that they're graphically represented? Yeah, so there's this entire region here. Yep. Good. This type here. Horizontal hatching, vertical hatching, good. This is like concentric circles there. Just a circle and a dot here, circle and a larger dot there. Solid circle there. More vertical hatching. This is like a grid. And I would say this counts as a circle as well. Yeah. And then we have actually a spiral here. That's different than the concentric circle. Yeah. So that's one type. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Solid circle 7. Spiral 8. I believe that's everything. Yeah. Yeah, very good. You got them all. Well, this would be 9 here. This would be 9 here. Yeah, and you did point that out earlier, so I will give you credit for that one. Okay. But it does look like you missed maybe one kind of circle. And yeah. So technically you did miss 2 kinds of circles here, so there actually is a difference between this circle with a dot and this one. As you can see, the stroke, the line weight on this outer circle is thicker than this one, even though the dots in the middle are the same. Yeah, a little tricky, but maybe your eyes didn't pick up on it. And then down here, these hollowed out circles, also different. And then, yeah, these circles inside the squares. Yeah. And then we have these series of circles here. 1, 2, 3, 4. But that's one type. And then there's a 3 by 3 right here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So, I believe that's 3 different kinds that you missed. And there are we said 7. So I think that leaves you with, let me write that down. That leaves you with just a second. That leaves you with, on identifying circles, 7 out of 10 circles identified. Okay. So now we're going to turn down the lighting here just a second. And we're going to do a couple more tests on this same shape recognition. So we're going to turn down the brightness here. So this is going to kind of simulate more of an afternoon environment. Right. And now, lastly, in this final environment, I want you to, you know what, I think we can bring down the brightness just a little more. I'm not sure that this is enough of a strain to, there we go, okay. So, now I want you to identify all of the non-conforming shapes, so everything that was not either a square or a circle. And you can just list them off. off to me again like you were before. Yeah, so that's D1 and E1, good. E2, yeah. Yeah, so that's F6 and G6, like a G6. And then we did consider this one a circle. Yeah. G9 down here. Yeah. D9 as well, yes. Do you see any more? A8 down here. Correct, yeah. Is that all? Okay. So on that one you did miss there. There is what I had, oh yes. Although they are still traditional shapes, you did forget the triangles, right? So this is G2 here, G3, A4, D5, C6, E6, and C7. I know that's a bit of a misunderstanding, but yeah, that does technically count towards the examination, so I'm going to mark you down on that, but that could be a misunderstanding in the instructions in the examination, so I'll go ahead and give you an 80% on that portion. And it's safe to assume that your eyes do struggle a little bit more with lower lighting, but that's not irregular. So 80% accuracy in diminished lighting. Okay, good. Now finally we're going to move on to the graphic examination, okay? So I did go ahead and return the brightness to the level it was at before. In this examination, we're just going to be asking you to identify different kinds of graphics and sort them out from others. So this one is kind of being able to focus and pick out certain aspects in kind of a larger noise of graphics. Yeah, so it kind of has to do with the focus of your eye. Yeah, okay, so here is the graphic, right? And I want you to start off by identifying all of the mushrooms that are present if you can. And you can just point. Yep. Good. That's 2. Yep, 3. Yeah, make sure you can see all of it. 4, good. Is that all? Yeah. Good, that's all 4, correct. So there is this one down here. Then there is these 2 right next to each other. And finally this one here. Yeah, legible letters and numbers, right? So there is kind of a trickery to this. Some of them are not fully formed letters, right? So I want you to find only the proper letters and numbers. Okay. Good, yeah, up there. Yeah, so you can kind of see even on that Y it's not fully formed. That E is kind of rubbed off. I would say you could count that first and that last E here. Good, okay. Yeah, maybe one E from this row. Probably this one. This second one, yeah. Yeah, probably one F. This one here is what I would say as well. Good. The B and the S, good. Yeah, here. And here. Good. Similar on this row, yeah. I would say probably the F here and the S here. Good. Good. Not quite any on this row. The Z is close, but there are some imperfections as well as the G. Lastly, yeah. This one's a little bit more difficult. They are smaller. Yeah, so I would say the 13. 13 here. That's legible. Maybe that one. That one. This one, that's 7. And perhaps this 11. And the C and the S. Yeah. Yes, very good. And this O right here. Good spot. Okay, well done. So, the second stage, also 100% accuracy. Very good. Okay. So, let's see. That was the end of the examination. So, I'm going to put together kind of your results here and get something a little more comprehensive. So, on the first examination, we discovered that your left eye was slightly stronger. So that's left eye. We'll call it. We'll call it. 2015. Okay. Then for the shape recognition portion, you did miss 3 of the circles identified, and then you were about 80% accuracy in that dim lighting. So that's going to be not well performed in low lighting. Okay, and on the final exam, we did see that your eyes do have a good, they are good at being able to hone in and focus on certain elements. So that's good. That indicates that you have a strong eye, and your eyes are able to adjust and focus on certain elements. So, 100% accuracy. Okay, So after all of that, I would say that we can send these to somewhere that sells glasses around here, right? Um, yeah, so we do kind of give you a discount at a couple places in the area if you just show them. Well, we can email them the results. But do you have any particular place that you think you want to go to? Okay. Yeah, so we can email the results over to them, and they'll be able to tell you kind of what kind of glasses you would need to be able to get. Um, I would say, you could get away with not having any glasses, perhaps some contacts or something to bump up your right eye, because as we saw, there was an imbalance there. Um, but yeah, overall, still pretty good eyes. Yeah.